Well, good evening and welcome to Ask Me Anything Live, Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. I'm Alderman Nick Palumbo, and it is an honor to be here with you, joining you until 8 p.m. And I know this is a little truncated version of Ask Me Anything Live, but we've been so busy out there. And I just came from National Night Out, which is a wonderful day for the entire community to come together with the Savannah Police Department and all of our public service agencies for one night to take a stand against violent crime together. I just came from 36th and Waters Avenue at the Savannah Impact Program. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a second, about what is the Savannah Impact Program. But the Savannah Impact Program is the old, it's amazing, and we had everybody there. The police chief, fire chief, we had the Bearcat with the tactical gear, we had the explosive ordnance disposal unit with the robots over there that do the ordnance disposal, and we had Goose, the SPD therapy dog, out there as well. So it was a fantastic evening that is still going on right now until 8 p.m. And they were just, as I was leaving and it was getting dark outside, they were firing up the lights to make sure that everybody had the opportunity to enjoy National Night Out. Now, you may remember and you may recall that National Night Out used to exist in August. That's right. It usually is. It's nationally held in August, but certainly in August, that date usually falls the day before school starts, and it's about approximately 1 billion degrees outside, so everybody's good and melty that time of year. Contrast that with October 3rd today, and you could not get for a more beautiful setting for a National Night Out. So we had community members out there and the public coming out, and we had gifts and swag and hamburgers and hot dogs and a bite to eat. And I know it's not just happening there. It's happening on the south side. Wilshire neighborhood had an event. I know in Pulaski Square, the Downtown Neighborhood Association had an event. There's events happening throughout the city. But it was fantastic to join together at, Savannah Impact Program, to see all of our good friends in the Savannah Police Department. You'll see right below this post on my Facebook page, you'll see me live out there at Savannah Impact Program to talk what it's all about. So what is Savannah Impact Program? It's amazing. If you haven't driven by there at 37th and Waters Avenue or 36th and Waters Avenue, it was the old grocery store and the old It's Amazing that used to be there. And today, the Savannah Impact Program is a great workforce reentry program and diversionary program to get people off the streets and into productive, healthy, happy lives. Hey, it's either going to fall to the Savannah Police Department one way or the other, right? We want to make sure that people don't have to end up in the criminal justice system. So any diversionary programs like that one to help people and build community empowerment, make sure that we don't have to send the police department after them tomorrow. And again, if somebody has a criminal record and they're looking to clean it up, that's out there or get back into the workforce, Savannah Impact Program is a fantastic way to do that. It's innovative policing strategies that we need the most. in the 21st century to combat violent crime, not just here in the city of Savannah, but all throughout Chatham County and in the United States of America. So check out Savannah Impact Program today. I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the comments so you can find out more about it. And I want to make sure that you know the incredible things that are happening out there for us to be able to make a difference in the lives of the people that we serve. So if you want to go out there and check it out for yourself, Savannah Impact Program now is over at 36th and Waters Avenue. And you've got to check this out and see it for yourself. Savannah Impact Program was under a 6-year hiatus. 6-year hiatus. It was shut down, and this city council brought it back for a reboot. And then since then, officers all across precinct up and running with a central location to offer those services to help those getting out of the prison system or those are in at-risk categories. So it's a one-stop shop to offer mentorship, behavioral health programs, job skills to bring together officers from around the city and staff, and especially in the juvenile justice system, to work together to address these problems before they erupt into community violence in the community. So that's just one example of the incredible things that are happening out there. And you may have missed it, but we had a fantastic time. Fantastic, I'm telling you. Fantastic time with the Great Savannah Cleanup. Teams across the city were out there helping to keep Savannah beautiful. And let me tell you, this place looks better than ever. Check out keepsavannahbeautiful.org or check out their Facebook page for all the crews and teams that work across the city to help and do that. So from all of us in here in the 4th District and, of course, citywide, thank you for the volunteers for making that possible and taking the time and energy. Don't have to keep it just a one day. Keep Savannah Beautiful can happen every single day. And the Great Savannah Cleanup will be back. It happens twice a year in October and in March when it's still cool outside to make sure that we can help keep our beautiful city as beautiful as possible. Now, if this is your first time joining us for Ask Me Anything Live, welcome aboard. This is your opportunity all until 8 p.m. to ask me anything all about the city of Savannah, good, bad, and the ugly. Tough questions, easy questions, softballs, layups, everything in between are all eligible to be asked right here. All you have to do is drop me a line in the comments. We are broadcast live right now on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Coming at you from YouTube as well. So if you're out there, drop us a line in the comments and ask us a great question. Otherwise, we'll just keep this one-man show going for the entire time, and I'm happy to do that. And lots of great deliveries of things that are happening throughout the community. Last night, we held one of our public forums in the Parkside Neighborhood Association. Thank you, Parkside, for hosting us for the 4th District, for the 3rd District, and at large. And we had some really great things to share and great things to show. Because as I said at the neighborhood meeting last night, and I'll say it again tonight, it's all about serving you. You are our best resource. You are the idea factory that gets us going. And we're here to improve the lives of the people that we serve. So I was really proud to demonstrate after 4 years the incredible things that we've been able to accomplish together. Whether it be reforming the contracting system that's out there. And I know that's not super exciting, but it needed to be done. But what's more exciting is that it was the first meeting of the Parkside neighborhood that I attended 4 long years ago, where someone mentioned to me, a constituent mentioned, that the 311 system wasn't working. It wasn't working. And it wasn't efficient, and they weren't getting a response, and they didn't have to like dealing with it because it just was not user-friendly. Well, that was the springboard that led us into action for the creation of the new 311 system. I'm going to show it to you right now. If you haven't checked it out, search on your smartphone in your app store, SAV 311. It's not going to come out great because it's here on the screen. Maybe I'll make it a little, kind of turn it down here. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Sorry about the glare. But you can check out SAV 311, and what you can do in real time, you can field requests from everything that's happening in your neighborhood, your neck of the woods. So you can create a request. You can even see nearby requests. And that one personally is my favorite, to see all the things that are happening in real time that the city services are working on. So I know in a 3-block radius around me, we have the City of Savannah somebody's requested a new garbage container. Someone's asked for mowing in the right of way. Someone's contacting about another garbage can replacement. Looks like that's gone around. A code compliance violation and more mowing in the right of way. So it looks like this is, there's a regular pattern that emerges that's out there. And certainly mowing in the right of way is not unusual because we certainly get those a lot in the summertime as the grass continues to grow. Excuse me. So check it out for yourself. You can request anything from that new garbage container to a code compliance violation, to fixing a pothole, to fixing a sidewalk, and anything that's a city service that's not an emergency will be available at your fingertips at SAV 311. Or if you like to do it the old-fashioned way, you can always give a call to 311 service 24/7. Now, operators are standing by in real time from 9 to 5. But if you're after hours, you can also call them as well. And there's an operator that is on standby. So if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, or you can always email your neighborhood-friendly alderman. And my email address is npalumbo@savannahga.gov. And I'm happy to point you in the right direction. It's been an exciting time out there on the campaign trail to talk about the things that we've done in the last 4 years and the things that we're going to continue to do as we've stuck irons in the fire to bring them to fruition. And one of the biggest ones that's out there certainly is tied to town, as we've secured over $16 million in funding for the next phase and expanding this citywide. I was super proud to lead the effort for the first chunk of contribution, that $6 million that was provided by a federal grant. But we worked diligently over 3 years to be able to bring home the bacon for the people of Savannah and raise hotel motel taxes on visitors and visitor spending to bring $60 million worth of infrastructure improvements home to our city. That was a long effort. If I knew that it was going to take that long, would I do it again? Well, I guess I would. It's worth it. It wasn't pretty, but it was definitely worth it to be able to bring home some funding from our city that was paid for by visitors. So let's talk about everything else that's happening out there in real time. From Baldwin Park and all the neighborhoods here in the 4th District. You got Baldwin Park, Parkside, Paradise Park, Ardsley Park, Kensington Park, and I'm sure that there's a couple of other parks that I missed as well, including Ridgewood and some others. Don't forget about Mayfair, too, and Bacon Park. So they're all out there, and we've been working diligently from district to district to help it out. We're finally starting to get some statistics back as well, and the data is fascinating on the things that have happened in the last couple of years, especially when it comes to sidewalk repairs. Now, you may not be aware of this, but only 25% of the city of Savannah has a sidewalk on either side of the street. And that's the same figure, believe it or not, that we had 4 years ago. So I know what you're thinking. Nick, why haven't you built more sidewalks yet? Well, that's a great question. The existing sidewalks that we had were in such terrible, bad shape and disrepair. The city considered just a few short years ago of totally giving up on the sidewalks and just giving them away, to saying that it was homeowner responsibility and we're taking a hands-off approach. But we helped reorient that and turn it around. And I know at least in the 4th District, between 2020 and 2022, we repaired 500 different instances of sidewalk repair. That's just in one district. So you can imagine as this expresses itself citywide. Not very much of the 4th District has sidewalks. They're only prevalent in some areas, and it's mostly a patchwork quilt throughout the district. But to see that over 500 sidewalk repairs have occurred in the last 3 years is quite a remarkable feat. We know that it's happening citywide. We're coming up soon and turning the corner, and I know I keep saying this, that when they're finally repaired and we get it back up to snuff and the trip hazards are gone, the expansion will, of course, absolutely occur. And where we're going to begin is safe routes to school. There's nothing more important than protecting the young people out there and our community's children. So the first thing that we're going to do is prioritize these new sidewalk constructions for safe routes to school that we know kids are already taking, especially as we know that driver shortages, even in the school system, and the bus drivers continue to be a challenge, and transportation continues to be a challenge, that more and more people out there are opting to walk to school or to ride to school or to bike to school. And that's a fantastic option. I did that growing up, and it was a great option for me. But we've got to have a safe place for our kids to get to school. And I know I see it all the time. Kids that are out there, that need to look both ways. And I put my heart in my hands and just pray for the safe conditions that we have to do a better job, especially when it comes to mobility and traffic safety throughout our city. So drop us a line in the comments here. Ann is here with us. Ann says, please give us an update on the Vision Zero project or traffic calming in general. Well, absolutely. So Ann, thank you so much for the question. I was honored to lead the Vision Zero effort and get that pledge up and running. But if you missed it, hold on, I'm going to drop it in the comments. So Vision Zero Savannah, because Ann, I think you might have missed this. If I didn't see you, I'm sorry. But for 2 days, we held a 2-day real-time here. And let me see if I can get this thing to play. I know I'm not going to be able to. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, nope, that's not going to do it. Well, I'm not going to be able to share this as a video. I'm sure that breaks all kinds of copyright laws. But I will drop this into the comments myself, and I hope that you'll check out this feature video from our good friend Ken Slatz and SGTV, where you can find out the latest and the greatest all on Vision Zero. And here is the website as well. So we held a 2-day workshop in person out there, one on the south side, one at the Civic Center. All about Vision Zero. We broke out the maps and we used the community to produce strategies right there on the paper of what they would like to see in their neck of the woods. Everything's from crosswalks to sidewalks to new transportation options to my favorite, scramble crosswalks. They go any direction, any which way it goes. It was fantastic to see community members come out and put the pen to the paper. We're waiting for them to wrap that up. That should be, I believe, next month when it's due in November for their report, which will be presented to Savannah City Council. And we are awaiting, knock on wood, news this January about whether we were recipients of the federal Safe Streets for All grant, which would provide an estimated $30 million for improvements that are there. But we haven't waited. You may see some new sidewalks there. I think there's a mid-block crossing on Bull Street near Starland. There are things, active improvements that are happening throughout the community. But I am an active champion that we need more funding to accomplish Vision Zero. Whether that be through our general budget or whether it be through some other means, we need to find the gumption. We need to find the energy. We need to find the support to fund these strategies, because traffic calming measures don't come cheap, and they certainly aren't free. We need engineers to take a look at the right-of-way, the speeds, the frequency, and find the right design of the roadway and the right design of the street to determine the behaviors that we want to see so that everyone can be safe and happy and get to their destination safely without dying needlessly in traffic death. Savannah has, on average, 22 people die every single year on Savannah streets due to traffic death. One of the consultants that we brought on board from Vision Zero said that's four times where we should be for a city our size. It's awful. And we write it off in so many different ways. Whether it be a pedestrian or a cyclist, we say, well, maybe they shouldn't be there, or they should be driving a car. Well, some people can't drive a car. Some people can't afford a car. Some people don't want to get around in a car. But we shouldn't have nasty, speedy streets out there that are incredibly dangerous and dangerous by design. So, and we'll keep on chipping away at it one piece at a time, with or without the funding. I'll put it together with popsicle sticks if I have to, and paint the lines myself. But we absolutely need a shot in the arm. We need the city council, the entire council, to support funding provisions to bring this to life, to make it possible. It took a long time to build the 700 miles of right-of-way that are called the City of Savannah, that are home to the City of Savannah. But we need to do everything in our power to take a look at them again and determine their design to make them safe for everybody, whether you choose to bike, walk, ride, or drive. No matter your mobility or skill level, we need to be able to get people to their destination. So it's exciting to see more people talking about Vision Zero and keeping the dream alive. So what I want you to do is check out where we are on the latest. Check out the city's website and acknowledge that, hey, none of us can do it alone. We absolutely need more support. You know, you have a small but mighty crew that's out there. You have a traffic calming committee that's appointed by the city. I'm a big champion, and we've got my good friend Kayla Brown. We've got Justin that's over at Georgia Bikes, and some great advocates in the community making this happen. And we have City of Savannah traffic engineers and staff that want to bring this to life, but absolutely need some more support. So in this next budget, which will occur this year in December, I'm pushing all in for our friends to be able to save lives for Vision Zero. And it's not a coincidence that report's going to drop in November before that budget. We want it to be done then to figure out strategies that we can implement in the tiered structure. What can we do today? What can we do in the next 2 years, the next 5 years to get us to eliminate traffic death on any Savannah streets? So thanks, Ann. Thank you so much for the kind words. And this is incredibly important. And traffic death is entirely preventable. If you take a look at places like Hoboken, New Jersey, that has eliminated traffic death from their streets for 3 years running, we know that we can do it here. And I don't like being bested by anyone or any city in New Jersey, especially. Nothing against our friends in New Jersey, just a little civically competitive. So Diana is here. Diana says, thanks for all you do. Thank you for joining us. What's the possibility for traffic calming measures to be put in place in Baldwin Park, specifically Harmon and Paulson? So dangerous. Just saw a car chase going this afternoon at 80 miles an hour down these streets. My goodness. Well, the first thing I want you to do, Diana, is I want you to put in a traffic calming request right here and get the ball rolling. These are provided at no cost to residents. None, absolutely zero, no cost to you. That is baked into the budget. So I'm putting this in here in the comments. And I want you to follow that link about the traffic calming process, which has got a wall of text, admittedly, a wall of text and way more information than most of us average human beings like myself ever need. But what I want you to look for is traffic calming needs assessment requests. If you click that, you've got the electronic version, which you can do online and fill it out. What they're going to do is they're going to ask you for your biographical information, your name, your location, and then they're going to ask you in a survey the location and then ranking each of the following traffic issues in an area. How do you feel about speeding? How do you feel about the traffic noise? How do you feel about traffic volume? How do you feel about pedestrian safety? How do you feel about cut-through traffic, traffic accidents, bike safety, and parking? Then provide a little bit of information. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 questions that they'll ask you that's long format and more open-ended. More is more, and provide this information so that engineers can get very specifically down into the weeds to see exactly what's needed for that area. Because you have a body of locality knowledge from living in that area or living on that street that even the best traffic engineers will never be able to touch because you know your neighborhood. So please provide enough information so that they can understand the issue as well as you do. And then what you'll see is they're going to get back to you, and then they're going to come and study the roadway. They'll put out pressure tubes in the focus area, which will determine the speed and the frequency of car traffic. And then that application will all be bundled together to be delivered to a traffic calming committee, which evaluates these requests and then prioritizes them throughout the city based on need. Because we want to make sure that we're going to do and place our investments that do the most good possible. So that's all, that's the entire story of traffic calming out there. But I encourage you to put in the application. It takes you about 15 minutes. Put in the application today before you forget about it. And then you go on with your life. And like most of us, we get too busy mowing the cat and feeding the lawn and doing all the things that we're doing in our lives. And then before you know it, the next time that you actually think about it, you see those traffic calming measures going in. It can be a long process. It involves engineering the street. There's a survey component to make sure that everybody's okay with what's going on. But I encourage you to get it started today so that you don't have to wait until tomorrow, because every day that passes will be another day that you could have had it done earlier, right? And it is a competitive process. We want to make sure that everybody has access to it. We provided more funding in the last budget to be able to provide more traffic calming measures citywide, and we just need more people to apply. We need more people to apply and help shape the right of way. So thank you so much. And my good friend Randy is here. Randy, thank you. Thank you to the Savannah City Council for fully funding the Park and Tree Department. Please keep it up. Well, thank you, Randy, for your service on the Park and Tree Commission. It is an honor to have your service and your expertise, my friend, and really proud to have you on there representing us. We've been doing incredible work, and I hope that you're seeing it in real time too, transforming our Park and Tree Department from where it was to where it is today. That in the past, it was very contractor heavy and contractor focused. And today we're focused more on direct hire employees and to cultivate long and storied careers here with Team Savannah to take care of the Forest City. In addition, I hope you are able to check out, I know that Randy's already beaten me to the punch. He knows like this, like the back of his hand. But for those of you that haven't, Savannah Tree Foundation teamed up and did a fantastic job during doing aerial surveys of tree canopies throughout the city in different neighborhoods and where we need to plant. And they're actively working with the Park and Tree Department to be able to fill those gaps so that everybody has equitable access to the Forest City and some shade. If you got a day like today, wow, bring it on. I could use some sun. But for, most every other month that's out there in Savannah, it could be really extraordinarily challenging when it's so hot outside. Savannah was the first city in America to actually have a tree ordinance and a tree planting plan. After all, it was out of necessity because we're here in Savannah. But we're super proud of our tree heritage and our title as the Forest City. So thanks, Randy, for your support, and an honor to keep pushing resources your way. Gordon Denny and his team do a fantastic job that's out there. And I look forward to new innovative things like the Tree Keeper program, the LiDAR technology out there to scan the tree canopy to be able to bring that citywide. So thank you so much. And my good friend Elizabeth is here. Elizabeth Milling is here. Thank you so much. No questions, just a comment. We appreciate everything you do for Ardsley Park in the city of Savannah. We're looking forward to another 4 years. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And thanks. It's so fantastic to see you and your family last night at the forum and to get everybody engaged in the political process. So as we have just about 10 minutes left of Ask Me Anything Live, now's the time when we're going to talk a little bit about the election and all the things that are happening. So what I want you to do, if you're sitting here right now and you got nothing to do and you're sitting on Facebook watching your local alderman deliver his Ask Me Anything Live, what I want you to do is mark your calendar and early vote. Early vote. This year, folks, we are going all in on early voting. You never know what's going to happen on November 7th, and I understand. I too like the tradition of voting day of. There's something special about being part of that day. But in Georgia, you absolutely do not have to wait. Starting on October 16th, that's right, October 16th, you will be able to vote in this election. That's coming up in just 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. Woo! Time is starting to fly. So in 2 weeks on Monday, October 16th, I want you to mark your calendars to come out and vote with me. Kristen and I are going to go out there when the polls open at 8 a.m. We're going to the Eisenhower location. If anybody wants to come on down and party and join us, and encourage everybody to get out there and vote first. Savannah is Georgia's first city, and we are going to take Savannah first across the country. We do not have to wait until November 7th to decide the election. We want everybody to participate. And if you've seen the headlines about low voter participation, especially in that last county election, the county special seat, where the turnout was absolutely abysmal, that is a wake-up call for us, folks, that everybody across the city needs to vote and get engaged. I think, what was it, something insane, like less than 5% of the registered voters, in the district, or 5% of the population in the district came out to vote for their county commissioner. I don't want that to happen for any of us here in the city of Savannah, especially when this is so critically important. The most important office to every single resident that's out there. I know a lot of attention gets paid to the president and our congressmen and even our state legislators, but the most important one that handles the day-to-day, the one that you call when your garbage doesn't get picked up, the one when you call when you need help with the police department or crime and public safety and clean water and making sure your streets are paved and making sure the sidewalks are done and making sure that we have a vision for the future on building and development and growth and ending the housing crisis, it comes to your local elected officials. So you make a plan to vote. You'll be able to vote all week, Monday, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. You'll be able to vote that entire week and the following week as well, 23rd to the 27th, to early vote in this election. It's an enormously wide early voting period, and I want you all to get out there and absolutely show me what you got. So tag us at Nick for Savannah, hashtag Nick for Savannah. When you do vote, early vote, I'll have the team generate a tag for us. So you can tag us to show us that you early voted out there. And I want you all to get out there and wear the sticker, wear the button with pride that we all got out there and did the thing. So make a plan, because that's coming up. And November 7th is just 34 days away. Yes, 34 days left in the election. So now's the time when you need to start talking to your friends about who did you decide to vote for yet? Are you voting in the next election? Are you registered to vote? Because you need to be participating. This one absolutely matters. I'm a firm believer that the city of Savannah, you change by chance or you change by choice. And the change has been inevitable. In our 290-year history, think of the incredible changes that we have faced. And just in the last 4 years, think of the incredible challenges that we have gone through to get where we are today. I have no doubt that every single person on this planet since 2020 has been through some stuff and has seen some stuff. They have sweated through the night. They are worried about the future. They are worried what we're going. And certainly I was worried too. But I know that I hope that I've carried this district with pride and have a representative that you can be proud of, that's accountable every day of the week, that ends in Y, and that you can continuously tag me on Facebook and anything that you need, because it's an honor to serve. But I can't do it without you, and I can't do it without your vote. So please consider this the official request to ask for your vote and for your support in this election, because I can't do it without you. So early voting starts in less than 2 weeks on October 16th. It will run through the cycle, and then if you don't vote early, you can always vote on November 7th, and that's the day. That is election day. What are the top line issues, you might ask, right? What are the things that you have done? I'm most proud of a couple of key issues that really, I believe, are doing an incredible amount of good in our city. The first was leading a monumental and a record-breaking pay and compensation package for public safety officers here in the city of Savannah. We were able to raise public safety officers and Savannah police salaries amidst a nationwide shortage of law enforcement officers to $50,000 a year, and provide them a $5,000 sign-on bonus and the promise of a take-home car within just 2 years of service. Through that effort, we've been able to take the deficit and cut it down by a third, the police officer deficit. So we're headed in the right direction, but we cannot lose our momentum. We cannot lose our focus. There are still so many things that we need to do to be able to attract more officers to come into the profession. And that's part of a bigger conversation that we're having nationally in the future of law enforcement. But we can't sit on our hands and say things like people don't want to work, because people need to be served and people deserve to be safe. So we're not going to sit on our hands, and we're going to continue working the issue. We did that and raised those salaries while cutting the millage rate to the lowest point that it's ever been cut since 1987. When Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody was the #1 hit on the Billboard Top Hot 100. So I think that was a remarkable accomplishment. I'm super proud of 100% Savannah. our effort to bring clean energy citywide and save money at the same time. We propelled ourselves through 100% Savannah to provide solar panels on 19 city facilities, saving millions of dollars in taxpayer dollars, and become the largest municipal solar provider of energy in Georgia. Yes, we beat Atlanta. We beat the big bad Atlanta too on that. And then, of course, I talk about it a lot here, and I've already talked a lot about it with Ann and Diana. I was super proud to lead the council when we were facing never-ending possibilities of traffic death and congestion and dangerous speeds throughout all of our city streets and our 700 miles of right-of-way. The 22 people that lose their lives every single year in traffic death, it doesn't have to happen. And I was honored to lead the council in the Vision Zero pledge, the Vision Zero plan, and go after these Vision Zero funds that we continue to pursue with gusto. We passed that pledge. Please check out, I've already dropped it in the link. Check out our Vision Zero plan and our strategy, brought to you in partnership with Bike Walk Savannah, to be able to bring forward the vision that we want to see, that every single Savannian can walk down their street with pride, safely, no matter your age or your condition. And that's a right that everybody should have, and access to a wonderful park, a robust police department and safety system that's out there, clean water, great roads, great sidewalks, and a wonderful trail. It's going to take an enormous amount of work to make this happen. It will, and it's going to take a great team. So for whoever that you're voting for, please choose responsibly. And it's not always about the flamethrowers that are out there and can point out the things of all the things that are bad that are happening. It's about pointing out how you're actually going to get the gumption to fix them and to do those things. It's not about sitting on your hands and saying that nobody wants to work. It's all about asking people, how are you going to bring them back into the fold and into the profession? And when the going gets tough, you got to get tougher. You can't sit there and say, well, the 311 system's broken. Let me just go fuss at the director. Sometimes you'll find, and that, when you fuss at the director, when you go there, you'll find that the director was working with nothing but Post-it notes and postcards and stickies that were out there. And you say, we've got to figure out an innovative solution that we can actually make this work. And sometimes it just seems impossible. I honestly thought, in all of us, the 5 friends that we have tuning in here, I thought in March of 2020, when I was riding down to City Hall that fateful day, I called my mom on the phone and I said, Mom, we're about to cancel St. Patrick's Day and my political career is over. That's it. We're finished. But I knew it was the right thing to do, and I was confident in our decision, and that's the sacrifice that you make. And time again, I've been proud to say that I've always done what's best, or what I felt was best for the city and for our neighborhoods. But I can't do it without you. And I need your support to be able to send me back just one more time to be able to carry this mission forward. And I'm asking you to support great candidates for office that can build bridges and work together to deliver for our people. It is not about ourselves and self-ingratiation and self-gratification and all of that stuff. And too much of it, and I know it's politics, too much of it. I'm ready to get back to work. And please send some great people that we can work together with as a team to be able to deliver for you. Because the challenges of tomorrow, those things that I'm proud of, those are already done. They're in the past. They're a demonstration of what we can accomplish together. But for tomorrow, we have a housing shortage that is upwards of, it could be up to 15,000 units or more. Our last study in 2021 said it was 10,000 units. It is significantly grown since then because we didn't even know about Hyundai. And Hyundai is not even open yet. Opening day and those 10,000 jobs, which is just a start, is not even open yet. This is going to be a transformative economic development project and an economic empowerment tool like no other. We are going to see salaries skyrocket across the region with great paying jobs and great benefits. The same goes for Gulfstream, and aerospace manufacturing are among the highest paying in the industry, and they're expanding by leaps and bounds. And there are incredible opportunities here in our area, but we also have to do a significant and strong job of protecting the neighbors and the neighborhoods that are here at the same time. To do that, it's going to take a balancing act like no other. In these next couple of years, and I'm not saying the next 4 years, I'm saying right now in this next year, we need to approach this as the crisis that it is and figure out exactly where these investments are going to go to protect neighborhoods throughout our city and find the best ways to get the win-win. And that sometimes that can be impossible. We're about to undergo, and we are undergoing, some incredible growing pains. We need some responsible leadership up at the top that can channel that to the best result to protect neighborhoods, protect your quality of life, and leave enough room to grow to end this housing crisis once and for all and figure it out together. And finally, transportation. This isn't a chief city council issue. There's Chatham Area Transit, which is its own independent entity. But transportation, we are coming around the corner that in an understanding that we can never build enough parking. We can never build enough roadways. We can never building more roadways to solve the traffic problems, like putting another notch in your belt and loosening your belt when you say you need to go on a diet. We absolutely need to figure out a transportation system. And I have faith in Kat's leadership. I love Faye DeMassimo. I think she does a fantastic job. And she now has a master plan for a vision for the future. Now it's time to find the support to do it. We need to do the thing. And we deserve to have a robust public transportation system that works county-wide. And for all of our partners and municipalities, they need to get on board too. I was super excited to see that Port Wentworth has finally acknowledged that it's time to get them on board and opt in. Excuse me. But there are other municipalities in Chatham County that have not taken that route yet. And they have some of the most pressing traffic challenges in Chatham County. In Chatham County. They absolutely need transportation service. We have to figure this out today, because Savannah, when it was just 50,000 strong, had one of the most robust streetcar networks in America. Today, that's been all but dismantled, except for a handful of tracks that may be left and operational, and one that's still under mothballs. We need to figure out a robust transportation system that's reliable, that you can be proud of, and that every resident will be compelled to utilize into the future. The greatest cities that are out there, the first thing that comes to mind when you think of, New York City is the subway. For New Orleans, it's the streetcar, and it's something that belongs to everybody, that helps them get around. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, or everybody in between, you deserve to have a reliable public transportation system. Because the number one cost for Savannah residents out there is housing, but a very close second. Savannahans pay 22% of their paycheck on transportation. 22%. And if we're serious about fighting poverty, if we're serious about reducing that poverty rate and economic empowerment, then we need to be serious about transportation too. So that's a bigger conversation with the county. But you know me, I don't give up for nothing. And I'm willing to fight with the best of them. But I believe that is our next challenge, especially as more residents are going to be migrating to work in Bryan County and Bullock. And as economic and those big jobs are moving further out west, we're going to see this very bizarre flow of traffic that goes from the city of Savannah out to West Chatham County and beyond, that comes back into the city. And if you've been out to Pooler or Port Wentworth, that those roadway systems are already jammed and clogged beyond belief. So you see the synergy as they all work together, these comprehensive problems, but we need a mature group of adults in the room that can get the job done and get to work for you, to keep us and stop us from squabbling with each other and talking about ourselves, and to talk about you guys and the people that we serve. So with that, I'm going to leave you with this. Mark your calendars and please early vote with me. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait in line, or much of a line, hopefully. The early voting period is so large this time that I think everyone's going to have an ample opportunity to get out there and vote. And if you'd like to, come and join me on Eisenhower Avenue at the voter registration office out there. And I'm going to vote October 16th, Monday morning at 8 a.m. We're going to have a party. Come on down with me, and we hope to be the first in line. That's going to about do it for us for Ask Me Anything Live. I was a little late, but I took you overtime, and I want to drop my email so that you can reach out to me anytime at npalumbo@savannahga.gov. Or if you want to take it in a different direction, 912-346-9841, and that goes straight to my phone. There is there's no secretary, there's no admin assistant. It's just me, And thank you all so much for your support. Thank you, Elizabeth. I will see you on October 16th. Carol, you are fantastic. We are turning a corner on horse-drawn carriages. I hope you know that. And thank you so much for your support. And I hope that you'll come out and early vote with us as well. Join it as a party. And I want to see dramatic turnout for the city of Savannah. We know how important this election is. We know how much we've talked about it over the last 4 years, but you have to get out there and vote. So I'll see you out there on the 16th. And if I don't see you before then, we have a couple of exciting events happening, including this Saturday. You'll see me at Fill the Park, which is happening in Forsyth Park this Saturday. And then don't forget, on October 21st, Hall Park Fall Festival is happening from noon onwards at Hall Park. And you got to check out that splash pad. So, finally, that thing is done. So without further ado, thank you all so much for joining me this evening. Reach out to me anytime, make a plan to vote, and I will see you all out there in the neighborhood. Y'all have a great night.